YouTube family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vicki and this is my husband
Chad.
So we're glad that you're coming along with us today. I just thought today I would film a day in the life video. We're on our way to Prestonsburg. I go about every 3 months and get some injections into my joints for my joint pain, and so today's the day. I told Chad I feel like a pincushion because I need one in my elbows, my shoulders, and my knees. But we'll see. I'm definitely getting one in my knee. The elbow did not work the last time, and I only worked very little the time before that, and they told me it'd eventually get to it wouldn't work and I would need surgery or just live with it. It actually has gotten some better because I have been wearing an elbow brace when I keep my grandchildren. A lot of people get tennis elbow, which I have arthritis too, but tennis elbow when they work like in a daycare or lifting kids or just repetitive lifting, picking up and holding, is what the doctor told me, which was funny because that's what I do. I take care of my granddaughters during the school year while my son and his wife are teachers. But it's actually doing a lot better. I still have pain in it, but not near as bad, do I, Chad?
I think your shoulder's the one that you need in the most.
Well, my knee's pretty bad too, but my shoulder's pretty bad. But the thing with my shoulder, I had frozen shoulder about 5 years ago. And I fell at our church, in our church parking lot, over a water meter. It was at night. And when I landed, I caught myself in a way, and they said the way I done it, I braced it and it froze up. And it was so painful. I couldn't even raise my arm, couldn't get dressed. It was really hard to do anything. I'd have Chad's help with everything. So finally, I got injections, steroids, and went to physical therapy, and it did get better. But I'm starting to have pain in it again. It's not frozen, but it hurts real bad. But I'll tell you what, when the babies, my granddaughters, are going to sleep, one just turned 4 and the other one's 10 months old.
Maybe almost. She'll be 1 so soon.
Yeah. Anyway, Amelia's 4-year-old. She's big too. She's a big 4-year-old. She looks like she's about 7 or 8. Real long-legged and tall and things. But she lays in this arm, and I think the way I hold her is what's causing that pressure because it hurts when I go back. But anyway, to make a long story short, I think that will go away. We just have a couple more months of school, and then their parents will have them for the next 3 months. So I think that will, subside over the summer. Now, it won't go away completely, but I don't know if he'll do an injection in that today or not. I'm going to just tell him what's going on. My knee, I definitely need one. That's only getting worse. It's pretty much, I think, bone on bone. They haven't done an MRI on it, so I don't know. They did x-ray it, and it's just, I just know it hurts. It hurts so bad when I get up and down. But anyway, we're going to do that. We just stopped by our favorite little country store to get lunch. A real
old-fashioned country store.
To get lunch, and it's called...
Yeah, we got lunch. I've got a sandwich in this bag, and she started filming and talking, and my food's sitting here waiting on me.
Okay. So, guess what we're having for lunch? Bologna salad sandwich. You want me to open yours for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, the thing is if you've not had bologna salad, I'll link that recipe down in my description box because I did do a video on it. Some people call it funeral home sandwich salad or a combination salad, and it's basically bologna with boiled eggs, pickles or dill relish, and mayonnaise. Which he hates.
But you ruined it for the rest of us.
So,
I don't like mayonnaise.
So we got that. Let me show you this. So I got him a root beer.
Oh,
I think
really
that's what that is. Birch root beer. That's what he got.
Pennsylvania Dutch.
Okay. And then we got some Lay's. And then I got some no-bakes. Chocolate no-bakes. I'll also leave the link down below in the description box for that. My friend Cindy gave me a recipe. It's no-fail and it's amazing. So good and easy. They also are called preacher cookies. Do you know why they're called preacher cookies? I just learned this recently. Preacher cookies comes from the term, if a preacher shows up, you can fix something in 1 minute. They literally, you boil for 1 minute. And it's mostly stuff you have on hand. So it's oats, vanilla, sugar, and butter, and cocoa. Or you can make them with the peanut butter. And you can make them just peanut butter, not if you don't have the cocoa. So that's really simple. I also got my daddy a hummingbird cake. He
I've never heard of that.
Hummingbird cake. How many of you heard hummingbird cake before? It reminds me of, it's sort of like an Italian cream cake, the way it goes, but it's good. And I am going to do a recipe on my channel of it because it's really good. But anyway, that's what we got. So we're going to take you along with us today. I'm not sure what else we'll do, but I hope you enjoy this video. And if you do, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out in my channel. And thank you all for watching. And I hope you're having a great week. God bless you. We'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, 2.5 hours later, we're finished at the doctor's office. You want to tell them about it, Chad?
Okay.
Chad likes to talk. Let him tell you about it.
So Vicky, usually if we're at the hospital for 2.5 hours, there should be a baby comes out of it. But her shoulder wasn't as bad when they'd done the movements and stuff as it could be. So the shoulder was all right. She still got a steroid shot in it. The knee is pretty bad. She said it's behind the back of the knee, and she called that something
Gravelly.
But she suggested she got a steroid shot today because they don't have this other thing, but it's a
Rooster cone.
a gel that they can shoot in there. It's
Something rooster cone.
one time, and then you have to come back every week for a couple more.
3 weeks.
And then it should last more like 6 months instead of the 3 months that a steroid shot will work. But overall, she done real good. I think the knee's way worse than the shoulder.
Yeah,
but it's
I
still
think my shoulders,
it's in a good
of
place and could be
holding
a
the
lot
babies
worse.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's mostly strain on it from like when I hold the babies and they're sleeping and stuff, or sitting in the recliner with both of them. It just puts it in a position that it gets, you know, I have arthritis, so it's just, I forgot what she said, that gets inflamed and the bone cuts the, pinches the tendon and it makes it hurt or something like that.
Okay, I'm going back up.
But anyway, I'll be okay. The
Place
wait
is
was
so
2.5 hours long. 20 people inside the waiting room when we got there. 10 outside when we got there.
Well, mine was at 1:30, and it's
my appointment was at 1:35, and it's 3:53 now, which is just crazy. I love this doctor that I see. She's really good. She's got a really good bedside manner. I got really hot, almost like had a panic attack because I felt nauseous and hot. It was real stuffy in that room. We were in the doctor's office waiting in the room for the doctor for almost an hour. But they are good, and she does great, and she done great with the injections. I didn't hardly feel them. I didn't know it was even over. I had to ask her. But I mean, it hurts. It's a big needle, but it's bearable, and if it helps you, it's definitely worth it. But I pray I get some relief, so if y'all don't care to throw some prayers up for me, I appreciate it. And yeah. But I'm wanting to go to Hobby Lobby if I feel like it. We'll see. And there's 2 or 3 items that I'm going for specifically for some spring decor that I'm going to do. It ain't a spring home tour. It's just probably going to be a video showing some spring touches I added to my home. Little things that you can do that makes it look pretty. But with that being said, try that and probably get something to eat and go home. Our son plays or coaches a ball game tonight in another county.
Opening
but
day.
We're not going to go
2022
because I
high
really
school
just don't
season.
feel like it. I don't feel like it. And
He has a home game Thursday.
my daughter-in-law and grandbabies aren't going to go either, so that was the biggest reason I would have went to help her with them. But she said she didn't think she was going to go, so I'm not really able to go anyway. I don't feel it.
So instead of getting to go to the baseball field, I'm going to Hobby Lobby. What we do for our spouses.
Trust me, I could make you go to a lot more stores. I don't feel good, or you would be going to more. I probably don't.
Oh my
feel
gosh,
good
if
to
those
go. I haven't
injections
even
weren't
not
too
yet.
good, it's untelling what I'll have to do today.
But anyway, I thank y'all for staying with us. If you want to come along, we're going to go to Hobby Lobby. I'll try to film a little bit in there if I can, show you what they've got, and I will show you my haul when we get home or in the car, okay? So stay tuned with us. Thanks for watching. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me over there. I'll leave my link here and in the description box. And I post there every day, and it's more things going on in my personal life. So if you want to keep up with me there, you can do that as well.
And if you have any suggestions for rosacea, leave those in the thing down below.
Description. His
I've
rosacea.
had it bad for a long time.
But
So I don't go to
he
the
won't go
doctor.
to the doctor. He went to a dermatologist, and
They gave me a sample and I don't know, forget to use that stuff.
anyway,
It's
he's still
green,
cute though.
but
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. We time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk, I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk, you need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Why you blushing? Yeah, sweet concussion. Oh, you miss my touching. You do. Show me something, give me more than one thing. I need more than less than I do. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, it feels so nice. I can't
up going to Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner. These are the pretzels with beer cheese as an appetizer. It was so yummy. And then I got the chicken wrap, and it was really good. And Chad just got a burger and onion rings, but their onion rings are delicious.
We just finished eating
Oh,
at
no, you
Buffalo
gotta
Wild
edit that.
Wings. I will. We just got finished eating at Buffalo Wild Wings. It was really good. We were hungry and tired and hurting all over. Tell him, Chad.
Yeah. We get up to leave, and you have to stand up and stretch everything out before you take a step. I don't know how getting old happens so fast.
Get Tori's food. Didn't you go out? Anyway,
Probably. Let's do it that way.
I got a buffalo chicken wrap. Chad got a hamburger and onion rings. He said it was really good. Mine
It was really good. We hadn't had beat up in a while.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. We hadn't eaten there in a while. It's really good. And there wasn't a big wait. It's not real crowded, crazy out today, so that's nice. We ended up spending an hour in Hobby Lobby. I told Chad I was going in there for 3 items and 30 minutes. I don't know the number of items, but I spent...
She went over on both.
Yeah, I went over on both. Let's just say that. And, excuse me, they didn't even have the 2 items or 3 I went in there for. But I did get stuff I was going to order from Amazon, so it's okay. If I don't like it, I'll send it back or take it back. It's not a big deal. But we are going to a place called 123 Cafe. It's a hibachi grill type place. My daughter-in-law is home with their grandbabies, and our son has a baseball game tonight. He's coaching a high school team locally, and we are taking her and the baby, the oldest one, some food. The other baby eats baby food and milk, formula. So we are going in there to do that, or I'll send Chad the text and let him, because my knee's killing me. Or you want me to go with you? I can. He wants me to go
I could
with
take a
him.
nap while you went in there.
Are you kidding me? Y'all hear this?
I ate too much now. I need a nap. That's the way it works.
Anyway, she wants hibachi chicken and vegetables with extra vegetables, rice, and yum yum sauce, and boba tea. I don't know what boba tea is. I know a lot of people get that. It sounds like it would be good, but I don't know. What do you think it is, Chad?
I don't know what boba fed is, but I don't know
I've
what
not
boba
felt good
tea
today,
is.
you all. It got really hot in that doctor's office and stuff, and I got really nauseous and hot, overheated, and felt really sick. But we're going to go in here and get that food, and I'll catch you back here in a minute. I think I shared this with you all on something before, but I do not like hibachi, that type of food, stir fry. I'll eat stir fry, but it's not my favorite thing. Chad loves hibachi and Mexican, Chinese food.
There's not much I don't like.
Yeah, but still, that's your favorites probably, and they're not my favorites. But anyway, my daughter-in-law, when she was pregnant, she loves hibachi and that kind of stuff. When she was pregnant, she had that morning sickness like Kate Middleton, I think's her name. The severe, there's a name for it. I'll leave it on the screen. I think it's like gravitas, but then another. It's really bad. All day morning sickness for weeks, months even. And she had it with both my granddaughters. And that's one of the reasons why she said she couldn't have any more. She just couldn't do it. And she was very sick. It was really hard on her. But anyway, she was pregnant. I started craving that stuff. Do you remember that?
I'm still craving
For probably 2 weeks or 3, I was craving it so bad. I was getting it 2 or 3 times a week, and I would eat so much of that yum yum sauce.
She hasn't had it since.
I got it, and I was like, I'm gonna be sick. I can't do this. I had to be craving for her. I've heard of things like that before, and I can't even stand the smell of it right now in the back seat. But that was my story I was going to share with you all, because it was funny. I never eat that. Never do I, Chad. And do you remember that, though?
Yeah.
It was funny. It had to be me craving for her. I've heard of people having morning sickness for other people and craving for them. I really think it was that.
Tori, if you'll have another baby, I'll have the morning sickness for you, because y'all make perfect babies.
They are pretty perfect.
Amazingly perfect.
Okay, we ain't going to start bragging on the grandkids. Everybody will click off.
No, they won't. You want to see pictures? Where's my phone? Oh, wait, I'm driving.
It's a sight. They are the
sorry I haven't had a haircut and the wind blew it.
I hope
today.
everybody feels about their
But I bought a
grandchildren the way
hat.
we do, because we love them more than anything. Chad went inhibits while I sat in the van. My shots are kicking in and they're hurting, and they hurt for about 3 days typically. So he went inhibits.
Dickie got Hobby Lobby, so I got some peeps and a hat.
Peeps and a hat.
Yep.
He got an Under Armour. He's been wanting a cap for a while.
Yeah, because my hair gets messed up too easy.
He is a Libra. Him and my father shared the same birthday. And Chad carries a brush around in his car. My dad carries a brush around in his car. I call him George Jefferson. And Elvis, I tell Chad he's Elvis because he goes around with that hair, combing it back. Every time he gets out of the car, pretty much, he slicks that hair
I
back.
just got that kind of hair that when the wind blows, it's everywhere.
Everybody's
Looks like
hair
I just
blows
woke
everywhere
up.
when the wind blows.
Not as bad as mine. And it don't fix back unless I brush it.
Cracks me up, though. He's worse than a
That's all I
woman
had.
when it comes to that hair. Cracks me
I like my
up.
hat though.
Yeah, that's a pretty hat. But he got him a hat at Hibbett's, and he got him some peeps at Hobby Lobby.
I'm gonna
She
eat 'em as
said,
soon as I get home.
"Do you know these aren't on sale?" And I was like, "That's all
They were
we keep out."
$2.99 and I thought that was so funny.
It was funny.
But
But
at Hobby
anyway.
Lobby, the items that are on sale, they have ask you to tell you they're not on sale.
Evidently.
So these peeps are not on sale. Do you want them? I'll splurge.
Well, I'm disappointed in one of my purchases. I had some stems of dogwood that I wanted to put in some vases that I got at the Goodwill store. And he's laughing at me for saying vases, but that's the real way you say it. Vase
It's a
or
vase.
vase. Anyway,
It's
with that
not
being
baseball,
said,
it's baseball.
it's vase. Anyway, with that
Still the
being
same.
said, I thought dogwood stems would look beautiful in it on my mantle in my sitting room. They were $7.99 a piece. That's with them out on sale. And I'm like, they would be $4 otherwise. And Chad's like, by the time we drive over here, the gas price, you might as well just
Gas
get
was
them.
$4.04
So I
today.
bought 4 of them, or 6 of them. There's Chelsea calling. And they
You
were
better get it.
almost $50 for 6 of those. I may take them back. My daughter's calling. I hope you all enjoyed this video. God bless you and talk to you soon.